J Simpson, the former NFL star who was found not guilty of the double murder of his ex-wife and her friend in 1995 in one of the most notorious trials in modern history, has died at age 76. His family announcing this news on the platform formerly known as Twitter, writing, quote, that O.J. had succumbed to his battle with cancer. I want to go right to MSNBC's Katy Tur, who is joining us on the phone. And Katy, you have a family connection to the coverage, the news coverage during the O.J. Simpson case involving his ex-wife, Nicole Brown Simpson. Give me your thoughts on this news and what's going through your mind.
Listen, anybody who lived in Los Angeles in the 80s and 90s and was old enough to remember anything about that time has a connection to O.J. Simpson. It's hard to overstate the impact that O.J. had on the city of Los Angeles from the time he was in college, when he was a Heisman winner at USC. He was a superstar football player. And then he was a superstar NFL player that was, in commercials. He was ubiquitous on cereal boxes everywhere. And then a Hollywood actor. The guy was well known, and so was his high-profile relationship with Nicole Brown Simpson, which was also highly volatile. And that ended in the horrific, truly horrific stabbing death of both her and Ron Goldman at their house in their townhouse in Brentwood. This was just around the corner, down the street, Anna, from my middle school. And the middle school was overrun with cops and road blockages, and then tourists who were trying to get a glimpse, a macabre glimpse of the crime scene. O.J.'s house was just up the hill from us. There were helicopters flying overhead all the time, including my parents' helicopter. They were news reporters in Los Angeles. O.J. was immediately not a suspect, but he was definitely looked into, especially because he went missing. And there was a slow-speed pursuit in Los Angeles looking for him, and my parents were able to find him. He was this really surreal moment where he was driven down the LA freeways in a white Bronco with his friend Al Cowling. The freeway was completely clear. The Los Angeles freeways are never cleared off. And there was this white Bronco leading a fleet of cop cars slowly behind him as Al Cowlings was on the phone with the cops, and I think then at one point even a news broadcast saying that O.J. had a gun to his head and was going to kill himself. He had visited the grave site of Nicole Brown Simpson, and then he was going who knows where at that time. The whole city was glued to the television. It ended up stopping at his house, and from there, it was the trial of I would say it's a cliche, but it's true, the trial of the century, where not only the city of Los Angeles and the country, but the world was tuned in to see what would happen to O.J. L.A. at the time was already deeply divided along racial lines. The riots, the L.A. riots, only happened a couple of years earlier. There were deep wounds in the city. I mean, still, pockmarks that you could see from the damage the riots left behind in the city. And then this case with O.J. comes along, and once again, it seemed to be racially divided whether he did it or whether he did not. His home became such a tourist site that the cops had to block off the street that led to his home in Brentwood because people from around the world would come to see where he lived. It was something that changed the fabric of Los Angeles and certainly made an impact on anybody who grew up in that time.
Yeah. Wow. Katy, you just laid out so much of the story and what people think about when they think of O.J. Simpson. For those who are just joining us, our breaking news right this hour is O.J. Simpson confirmed to have died at the age of 76. His family saying he succumbed to his battle with cancer. And joining us now by phone is MSNBC entertainment contributor Chris Witherspoon. As we look at these iconic images from his trial, Katy laid out how he had such a fall from grace, having been an NFL football star. Your thoughts learning about his death?
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking to hear that he died, but I keep thinking about, that trial as Katy was kind of unpacking it, and even the video, the viral video of the Bronco. But OJ really was as big as it gets before the trial happened. He was in several films. He was a bona fide movie. He really crossed over all types of racial lines. So that trial brought up issues that we really hadn't talked about in the mid-90s, like domestic violence, what happens when you're connected to a celebrity. And I think that there are a lot of mixed feelings around that trial coming on the heels of Rodney King.
Hey, everyone. MSNBC has a new and improved app. You'll get real-time alerts and analysis, live blogs, in-depth essays, video highlights, and the best 2024 election coverage. Download the new MSNBC app. Here's how to do it. You tap on the App Store on your phone. You hit search on the bottom right corner. You type in MSNBC. You click on the MSNBC app. You click on Get or the cloud icon and enjoy it.